Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Maria. Please ignore the cat toy in the background. I have a cat, and she's going to be a major part of this video. I am so excited to be making this. This video feels like such a meme to me to be making. I'm just so ready. I thought of it the other night. Yes, wine may have been involved in Bling Empire, but let's just get on with it. You've seen the title. I had my cat pick my TBR for the week. I was just thinking about, creative ways to pick a TBR and how I have like a lot of challenges I do, and like that's a lot of the times a way I pick my TBR. Also, I'm a mood reader. I often read just like kind of what I'm feeling. But I was just trying to think of a way, like what's a game I could play? And I didn't really want to copy anyone. I'm sure someone might have done something similar to this, but I've never seen it. I've never seen someone get their pet to pick their TBR. It probably has happened, but I haven't. So like this was my brainchild, but I'm not taking credit for maybe being the first person to do this because probably other people have. Should have looked that up beforehand. Yes, Luna is going to be picking my TBR for the week. She's going to pick the number of books she wants me to read first, and then I'll be giving her options based on that of like 2 books at a time to see which one she prefers. Spoiler alert, I've already done this, and I was very surprised at how specific she was with the ones she picked. Like, she didn't just go for like any random treat or the book closest to her. Like, she would kind of look at both and then pick one. I do have footage of her picking the books, so those will be interspersed here. You're gonna have a good time seeing cute cat picks. But let me show you the books that she was choosing between. So I had Luna pick amongst me reading 2 books, 3 books, 4 books, or 5 books in a week. I wanted to make this a little bit difficult for myself. If she had picked 5 books in a week, that would have been a journey. If she had picked 2, it would have been a little easy. So let me just show you what she picked.
Okay, Luna, come on, Bubba. What are these? Do you want to pick one, or am I gonna have to put treats on this? Look. Or maybe I should put them like this.
She's like, what the hell?
She's not into it.
Is that 4? Has she chosen 4? Is her tail on 4? Okay, well, I guess I'll have to trick her with treats. Which one? Hey, you can't look, Luna. You can't look at what I'm about to do.
No. Because I feel like whichever I put it on first, she's gonna go for that one. Okay, look away. Look far away.
Okay, so now, ha, magic, Luna. What are you going for? 3. She went for 3. Why 3? So I will be reading 3 books in 1 week. Yes, this is the beginning of that reading vlog of me reading the 3 books. The first 2 books I had her choose between were Transcendent Kingdom by Gyasi, and I've heard really amazing things about this book. I think I've told you guys, but I got this recently. My housemate gave me a gift card to a local bookstore, and this is the one I picked out, and it has to do with mental health. It's this grad student, I think, at Stanford, or a PhD candidate at Stanford, same thing, I guess. The other book that she had the option of choosing was The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. I've heard good things about this, but this was not the one I wanted her to pick. I wanted to kind of give her a choice between like a book I was super excited for and a book that I was interested in, but not like, it's not the one I wanted her to pick. Again, I wanted this to not be just her picking between 2 books I really, really wanted to read. Like I said, I heard a bad review of this book, and ever since then, it's like put me off of reading it, but I know so many people who love it, so looking forward to potentially checking it out, but also kind of dreading it a little bit. Let's see which she chooses.
Okay, pick one. No? It's not your vibe? You're like, what the crap? You're using me for views.
This cat is a demon somehow. Reveal yourself! No.
2,000 years later.
Maybe we should switch locations.
Okay.
So she's not like super comfortable under the bed.
Okay.
Luna.
Yes.
Oh, good choice. Oh. Ew, she slobbered. It's fine. Rejected. So I will be reading Transcendent Kingdom by Gyasi. Super excited that Luna picked this. What good taste. Chef's kiss. Luna's an icon. She knows what's up. She knows what the good books are. I'm very ready for this. Next, I wanted to do a different genre or a different vibe. So I pulled out two options of two classics I want to read. The first is one that I started reading a long time ago for an English class and then never finished. Yes, I know, sue me, I didn't finish this book. I wanted to, I was enjoying it, but it was definitely very dense, very intense, and I just wasn't in the mood at the time, and that is Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky. And yeah, like I said, it would also fill a Rory Gilmore challenge read, so I figured two birds, one stone. But the second book is the one I want her to pick, and that is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This again would be a Rory Gilmore pick and a classic I've been wanting to get to for a really, really long time. I already know the story, but I've never read it in its entirety, and I'd really like to do that soon, and I want to read The Wife Upstairs after I read this. So I'm hoping she picks this one, but we'll see. Let's see which one she picks.
Luna.
Which one do you want, Ella?
Okay, we're gonna put her just smack dab in the middle.
I knew it. I knew it was gonna be.
So as you can see, Luna has chosen Crime and Punishment. My housemate predicted this. She was like, she's gonna pick Crime and Punishment. My housemate and I were actually the ones taking that English class together, so my housemate and I actually took that English class together, and she finished it, and since I never did, she thought it was really funny, and she totally predicted that Luna would pick it, and Luna definitely did. So reading this in a week alongside Transcendent Kingdom. And for the last pick of the week, the third book, I wanted more fantasy vibes. So the first option she had was The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I recently got I think it's the Stormlight Archives. I recently got a box set of the first three books, and the way the UK editions are is that there's a part 1 and a part 2. So this was representing both part 1 and part 2. I would have had to read both, but this just, if I put a really high stack, I was afraid that she would just go for this one if it was taller, so didn't do that. But yes, I didn't really want her to pick this one, not because I don't want to read this, but I don't know if I could read it in a week alongside two other books. I think that would be a really tall order, but I gave her the option. And next, I picked The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin as her second option. I've been wanting to read this for so long. It sounds incredible. So many people rave about it. So many people love it. I'm not fully certain what it's about. I think that it has to do with the world ends all the time. There's apocalyptic events constantly, and they're constantly having to situate themselves according to the apocalyptic events that have happened. I'm not fully certain, but yes, I really, really want to read the series. Recently got the box set of these, so gave Luna the option. Let's see which she picks. I don't know, I'm trying to keep it spicy. Go! Nope. Look. Bro.
Do you recognize that this is a treat?
Has she seen that? I don't think so. Oh. She selected. Luna, again, strikes with the great taste. 2 out of 3. I'm happy with that. 5th season, N.K. Jemisin. I'm excited. I'm super excited to read this. I'm glad that she picked it. I am a little concerned that these 3 books are a lofty goal for a week, but Luna has decreed it, and if the cat says it's so, then it is so, and I gotta do it. Good morning to my rat hair. It's Monday, March 1st. Oh my god, I can't believe it's March. I thought having my cat pick out my books for me would be really funny. And, you know, I hope you enjoyed that footage. And she has come to claim her rightful place as the star of this vlog. Look at that. She's like, I am the queen. I am the queen. Look at that. The queen of all things. She's trying to say hi to you. Come on, Luna. You're a little ham. You are a little ham. Look at that. Oh my gosh. Okay, but I've decided that for this reading vlog, let me go to my books. 5 minutes later, we're still here with Luna being petted and wanting all the cuddles that have ever existed. Look at that. Oh, she came for you. She said, hello, you must come here and you must pet me. What are you doing to Diana Gabaldon? What are you doing to Diana Gabaldon, Bubba? Anyway, so I've decided that I think I'm going to be starting with Crime and Punishment because that's the one that's going to be the most, I don't say difficult to get through, but like out of the 3, I think it's going to be the most, you know, dense and thick. I've already technically read 118 pages of this book, but I've decided to start from the beginning, and because otherwise it doesn't count. It's not fair. It's cheating if I start from where I originally read to. So I'm going to be reading this. Oh, Luna is really a camera hog. Every time I vlog in my bed, she wants to be on camera. I don't know what to do about this. I've created a monster, a little YouTube monster. Jesus. Anyway, so I've decided maybe I'll look at, how many pages is this? Well, that's not too bad. So it's like 550, 560-ish pages. Yeah, I think it's exact 551. So if I read like 100 pages of this a day, then I'll end up finishing it for the week. And that way I can like still go slow and like process everything that's happening, but also like finish it within the week. So not too bad. I'm excited about this. None of these books are very lighthearted. I just realized that like there's not a single book here that I'm like, oh, this will be a reprieve, you know, a little break from the sadness. Cause like the 5th season is about like apocalyptic events, and then Transcendent Kingdom is about like mental health issues and like dealing with them and like family problems. So I have a feeling it's going to be a pretty intense week. So I'm back from my scan. It was a good time. Everything went fine. And now I ate lunch and did some work, but I finished everything I really have to do for the day. So I have decided to film, and I have quite a few videos to film. I don't know if I'll be able to film all of them. Honestly, I'm pretty exhausted, but if I can at least film 2, I would be so happy. You'll probably see those soon. I think one will go up before and one will go up after. We'll see. I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling, but I'm excited for them. And those are my February wrap up and a giant book haul in which I haul almost 100 books, which I know is insane. But I've already beat myself up about it more than you can, so don't be mean to me about it. That's all I gotta say. But yeah, so I'm gonna do my makeup so that I don't look terrible for this video. Luna is wanting to say hello again. I read about 30-something pages of Dragonfly and Amber this morning before I went to work. Anyway, yeah, so figured I'd check in that way. Gonna hopefully read soon. I'm excited to show you my cooking journey tonight, and yeah, that's my update. That was Luna's tale, in case you were wondering. This is my room post-filming. There are books literally everywhere. Look at that. And a cat. There are so many. Oh, cleaning this up is going to be hell. Good morning. It is the next day. Last night I was so tired that I just did not know what to say in an update. But I did show you guys my dinner, and Luna is back at it again, being a little ham. She wants all the attention. No, that's my drink. It was so good. That buffalo chicken pasta in the Instant Pot is insane. Like, you guys have to try it if you have an Instant Pot. I was so impressed. I will link the recipe down below. I have lots of leftovers, and I do think a side salad makes it better. What is with these meows? Luna wants me to pay attention to her. She's bawling at me. At me. Anyway, so I read like 14 pages of Crime and Punishment, but yesterday was such a hectic day. I also showed you guys like the aftermath of me filming. I filmed for a few hours. I was so exhausted. The lighting kept changing. Everything was a mess. I hope those videos still turn out okay, but yeah, it was just a time. So by the end of the day, after having gone into work and like cleaning my room and like cooking and filming and everything, I just crashed. Like, I was so exhausted. So hopefully today will be more reading, because I do have lots to get through in Crime and Punishment before I can start another book. I do really like what I've read so far of Crime and Punishment. I remember everything from the first 100 pages that I read. Like, I never forgot, so I could have just started from where I left off, but I figured that would be cheating. So as of now, it's not too bad. I'm not confused about what's going on. I remember everything that happened, and it's a good time. I just need to speed it up and read. Another exciting thing today is that my housemate and I are going to watch The Bachelor, because I have bamboozled her into watching it with me because I don't like watching it alone. So we have to watch Monday night's episode today because we watch it on Hulu. I'm very excited about it. It's going to be a good time. Luna has returned. She's like, I am the queen of this vlog. This vlog was inspired by me. Bow down to me, peasants. Bow down to me. I made myself a peach green tea mint lemon tea thing. It's like a knockoff of the Starbucks one, but I use the Tazo concentrate, and then I add my own lemon and mint to kind of make it a little better. So that's how I'm celebrating this morning. I don't eat breakfast, so that's my treat. And I'm gonna go do some work, maybe do a little bit of reading, and I will see y'all when I check in next. So it is almost 5 p.m. I just got out of a very long meeting, and I'm very exhausted. So I'm calling it a day. Gonna go eat some dinner. I also wrote some letters today, which was very fun. I wrote like a huge stack. Look at that. I put little stickers to close them all off. I have these really cute cards that look like Luna, so I decided to send those out. Love a good stationery. And then my paperback copy of Crescent City came in the mail, so that's really exciting. Haven't read it yet, but I left my hardcover copy at home, so I figured since the paperback was coming out, I'd get that. I'm also getting the Waterstones edition in the mail soon. And so now I'm going to have lots of copies of it, so I have no excuse not to read it. Yeah, so I'm super excited about that. I'm going to go eat some dinner and then read some Crime and Punishment. I really didn't read much today, just lots of like work stuff and planning stuff and random things I had to get done. So I'm excited to not have to cook tonight and just eat leftovers from yesterday and have a chill evening. I'm very excited. I'm almost where I need to be in Crime and Punishment. Page 86, then I can move on to the 5th season. I'm just here cuddling a Luna cat. She's sitting in my lap, being super sweet. And I'm reading about a dude killing old ladies. I'm about to go to bed, but I figured I'd check in with what I was able to read tonight. I didn't read quite as much as I wanted to, but I'm not mad about it. It's not terrible. So I read about 88 pages of Crime and Punishment, and I remembered everything, almost everything that happened. There were a couple of details that I forgot. If you guys don't know what Crime and Punishment is about, I feel like most people do, but in case you don't, there's this guy. He's like super poor and not thriving, and he used to be a student, and he like owes a lot of money. He doesn't have a lot of money. He's in a tough bind, so he decides to kill this old lady and take her money. And she's like one of the people you go to, like a pawnbroker kind of thing, where you like sell your stuff to her for money. And so yeah, that's where I just cut off at 88 pages. He kills the lady, and that's not really a spoiler because like it's literally in the summary of the book. So that's what's happening. I have about 30 pages or 40 pages until I hit what I've already read, and then everything else is gonna be a surprise to me, except I already know he's just gonna be like feeling guilty and beating himself up about it until he goes mad, I'm pretty sure, is the premise of this book. That's what I think based on the back and what I know of it. And then I started the 5th season, got about 14 pages in, not super far, I just read a little bit. And yeah, it's definitely not what I expected. It's a lot more mystical. I only read like the prologue, so not really sure what to expect for the rest of the book. I'm like a little confused. It took me longer to read than I expected because I was like, what's going on? Like, it's supposed to give me context, but I don't know what's happening. So I'll probably read more of that tomorrow. I'm excited to see what the plot is and what happens. So I'll check in tomorrow. Good morning. I worked out. I know, shocker. I'm trying to get back into it. I worked out really well through most of 2020 in quarantine. And then when I started work and I moved and everything, I kind of fell off the bandwagon. So I'm trying to get back into it. And I did like a low-key arm workout. Pro tip, if you want to get into exercise, but you have like a history of doing it in like an unhealthy way, because I have definitely been there many times in terms of like eating in a way that I thought was healthy, but was actually like disordered eating, and like working out in a way that was like obsessive. Just set a limit. Be like, I'm gonna work out for 10 minutes like a couple times this week, and then I'll work out for like 20 minutes, and you can build up. You don't have to like from the get-go be doing these like 45-minute workouts. So I did like a 25-minute like arm workout. It's actually kind of hard to hold up this camera right now, but yeah, it was really nice. And now I'm gonna go check my work email. I have a work meeting and like some work to do today, but I might have time to read in between during my breaks. So that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to show you Luna Cat, who is just being stunning as always. Look at that. Why is she looking at me like that? Oh my god. Okay. Drama for the vlog. My cat tried to kill me. Clickbait title. Sound good? Does anyone else do this? I like to have all my nail polishes like easily visible, and oftentimes when they're in the bag, like it's hard for me to see them and I don't have anywhere to store them like on a desk. Also, I'm sorry for the scraping noise. That's Luna in her litter box. But yeah, so whenever I get a new nail polish, like I just got this from the spring 2021 collection. I know my nails are so chipped right now, they're disgusting. I need to fix that ASAP. But whenever I get a new nail polish, this one's Retreat Yourself. There it is. Retreat Yourself. I make a little nail swatch. So I do 2 coats and I do a top coat, and then I have like a little thing of all my nail polish colors. Just ate that soup that I made, and it was actually pretty good. I didn't anticipate it taking so long. I thought it was going to be like a 25-minute recipe because that's what it said, but no. It took like 2 hours. So it was good though. I have lots of soup for the week and possibly to freeze for later when I don't feel like cooking, so that's fun. So I just read 110 pages of Crime and Punishment, so I'm officially on page 197. It's definitely a vibe. Raskolnikov is a little weirdo, and he's definitely descending into madness. And it's a time. It's a journey. I feel like I'm still in that like beginning part of the book where like just like random events are happening, and I'm like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing now. There's definitely some sections that I'm like, yeah, I wish they had editors back in the day to like cut down some stuff. But overall, I'm definitely into it. It's picking up a lot. Like, I feel like the first 100 pages, I had a difficult time reading it. And then this section definitely went by faster and easier. I'm doing cheese night and bachelor night with my housemate, so I'm gonna show y'all our spread. And Luna is also ready to eat. She has come here to show you that. Can you see her? Look at that. She's like, give me food. It's my dinner time. Oh, it's my dinner time. I am a Luna cat, and I deserve all the food. Oh, she just wants cuddles and pets. I can't even. Good night, Luna cat. Please don't stare at me while I sleep. Happy Friday. I did not film on Thursday. I did consider it a few times, but I just wasn't feeling yesterday. I had to go into work. I had like all sorts of stuff to do, so it just didn't really happen for me. But that's okay because I did a lot of reading, so I have lots of reading to talk about. I read another over 100 pages of Crime and Punishment, and I got to page 306. It's definitely not a book I recommend reading in a week. Like, I'm doing it for this challenge, but I can definitely tell that this is a book I would have rather read like over a month and really sat with and like taken my time with. Anyway, yes, so definitely not the type of book I recommend reading in a week. It's just very dense and there's a lot going on, and so I don't think that that's like really conducive to like speed reading it, but it's not a difficult read in the sense that, like, in my opinion, like the actual language and the words and stuff, it's not like, considering it's a classic and it's translated from Russian to English, like it's not that bad to read in my opinion. I've read more difficult ones. It's just dense. There's a lot of moral philosophy. But one thing I will say is it's very funny. Like, there's a lot of little quips that I just catch myself like cracking up because they're so funny and so random, and you totally don't expect it in a book like Crime and Punishment. Like, not that you don't expect any humor, but it's just like little things will be just thrown out there with no explanation, and you're just like, what? It's good. So definitely recommend that. But yeah, killed the lady, and now he's having a mental breakdown. And if you've read this book, I picture Raskolnikov as the clown from It. I don't know why, but I do. And I picture Razumikin as the guy from Outlander who's like Claire's bodyguard that Dougal like sets on her to make sure she's not up to no good. And then she drugs him and stuff. So yeah, that's who I picture as Razumikin. I don't know why this is my casting for the movie, but that's just my vibe. That's just what I've been picturing. So page 306, it's like 530 something pages, so I'm on track to finish it this weekend, no problem. Then I read like 150 or 140 pages, I think 150 pages of the 5th season. I'm now on page 212, or I finished 211 last night, so I'm going to start 212 today. But I'm definitely enjoying it way more. I feel like the first 100 pages were difficult for me to get through because this book really just throws you into the story without any fanfare. Like, you're just in there and you're like, what is this? I do not understand what's going on. And I couldn't tell if like I was supposed to know what was going on, or if like if I was supposed to be confused. So for that first 100 pages, I was definitely not sure how I felt about the book. But then after I hit that 100-page, I'm now like super invested in the characters, and I want to know what happens, and I want to know how these three people are going to intersect, or like these three different POVs are going to intersect. I'm very intrigued. It's definitely very, very interesting, and I just want to keep going and see what happens. Yeah, I think it's like a slow burn, like the setup, especially when you write a book like that. If you make things pretty unclear for the reader, like it's gonna be hard to read in the beginning because your brain is reading words, but like not processing the meaning of those words. So if that ever happens to you, it's okay. You're not dumb, you're just confused, because the book can be confusing. I've read over 500 pages for this reading vlog already, so that's pretty exciting. To be fair, it was over the span of a week, so I still have to start Transcendent Kingdom. I need to finish. I haven't finished a book this week yet. It's been a lot of chonky books. Like She's a Chonk, Crime and Punishment is a chonk. Luna, what are you doing? I don't understand. I made my bed. I'm very proud of myself. The only thing that's missing is my extra blanket that usually goes there, and then my 2 pillows that go there, but I'm washing those, and then it'll be beautiful. Oh no, it got wrinkled. I don't know how to unwrinkle. Some people iron their bed sheets. That's not for me. I realized that I've never shown you guys my Netgalley spreadsheet. I don't know if anyone else does this. I request too much on Netgalley and then surprisingly still get approved, considering how many books I've requested and like not reviewed yet. And I'm really working my way through them. Like, I know it's bad. I'm really trying, but I just get a little excited about all the cool books, and then there's too many. I currently have 56 books to review. Well, actually, no. I have a few less. I think I have like 50, because I've read about 6 of the ones on my list that I've been meaning to. But I have, because there's so many and it's like so overwhelming, I have a spreadsheet that's color-coded, and it has the author, the title, the series, what like number in the series it is, in case I have to read some books before, because sometimes I request sequels that I don't realize are sequels, and then I screw myself over because I have to read the first few books. And then I do the page number, like how many pages it is, the format, like is it a Kindle or an audiobook, what the publication date is, what the archive date is, and the status, like if I've read it or not. So I figured I would show you. I don't know, it helps me be a little less stressed about it, just because I see it all there and I can kind of like organize my reading accordingly. Without further ado, here's my spreadsheet. So this is what it looks like. It's a vibe. I'm really trying to make my way through this, but there's so many books. Yeah, so I'm kind of organizing like my March TBR stuff. So first I'll show you my post-its too, because why not? I guess that's what we're doing. So I like to make little reminder post-its because my brain thinks too many things and I need to write it down to like stop thinking about it. So I have like my general March TBR, which is like the books I like really need to read this month. Like it is a necessity. Like I have commitments to read those. And then I have my like my dream TBR, like a bunch of books I really want to read, but like don't know if I'll get to, but I'll try to get to them. I have my book buying ban checklist, and I'm checking off every time I read a physical book, because I told myself I have to read 25 physical books before I can buy any other books that aren't pre-orders. So that's what that is. And right now I'm going to make a Netgalley post-it for Netgalley books. Essentially like what Netgalley books I'm prioritizing. I'll probably try to pick about like 8 to really like try to fit into my reading schedule, because I do think it's important to like actually read the arcs that you get, because it helps the author a lot, you know, in terms of like, you know, getting the word out there about their books and that kind of thing. But I've been really bad about it. So I'm trying to get back on. I also just requested the sequel to Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko, and if I don't get approved, I'll cry. Like, I'll straight up cry. I need that sequel so bad. I read that book last year and I was obsessed. So I need it. Like, I desperately need it. And if my Netgalley score is bad, I won't get approved and I will cry. My current Netgalley score is 46%. I've been approved for 90 books and I've sent feedback for 41. So I really need to get my shit together. essentially. That's the tea. Pardon my language, but I really need to figure this out. So that's my little update for you. I thought that would be kind of fun. I have spreadsheets and post-its of books I want to read. These were my post-its from last month. They're so chaotic. Like, they're not as cute as these ones. Like, I have my Blackathon one. I have some Netgalley ones. I have other. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But that's the chaos in my mind. Also, I'm wearing this great crew neck from Infinite Wonderland, which you should all go check out if you haven't, but it's Diamond of the Season, so it's Bridgerton inspired, and I'm obsessed with it, and I've been wearing it all the time. So there you go. That's my update for you. Happy Friday. Good morning, my dudes. It is Saturday. I didn't really film much yesterday because, well, I kept wanting to do laundry, and it kept not happening because my neighbor was doing laundry. So I didn't get to do any of that, which was lame. Did some work, obviously. And then in the evening, ordered out some good food with my housemate. We got this place called Uncle Boy's, and they had some great veggie burgers. Ow, Luna, don't bite me. Stop it. Anyway, so we ate that, and then I read like 100-something pages of Crime and Punishment, so I'm now on page 405, so I think I'm geared up to finish it today, which is very exciting. I definitely really like it. I think after the first 100 pages, like, you get through that, and then you're like, what's gonna happen next? But there's an actual plot, which I feel like people always describe this book as like, oh, a dude kills someone and then like goes crazy with guilt, which is true. Like, he does go crazy with guilt, but there's also more plot in there and more characters and like more stuff happening. And it's definitely way funnier than I feel like a lot of people describe it. I don't know if my sense of humor is just dark, but like, there are literal moments where I laugh out loud and I'm like heavily amused. So I think that I'll be finishing that. As of now, like, I'm feeling my rating is like a 4.5. I have a feeling that once I check out some of other works by Dostoevsky, I will probably enjoy those a little more because I think those are a bit more short form, and I think that his long form, he kind of rambles a little bit. That's my one thing, and like, it's a bit too rambly for me. But it's really good. I'm really enjoying it, and oh, Luna knocked over my thing. It's fine. Okay, I'll fix that. Anyway, yeah, so that's my plan. I also want to finish the 5th season today and start Transcendent Kingdom. Big, big plans. We'll see if I succeed.
I'm sure they're gonna be. What else are they gonna do?
There's 6 more books.
Oh, 6 more books.
And a new one coming out.
There we go. He has to see it.
Good morning and happy Sunday. I didn't film much yesterday because I started to not feel well. I still don't feel very great. I'm kind of congested and I just feel like a little weak and my like throat has a tickle in it. So I just kind of like took some time to chill and rest. But happy news for the vlog. I finished Crime and Punishment. Ultimately, I gave it 4.75 out of 5 stars. I really loved it. I thought it was so interesting. I might talk about it in like a video dedicated to it or something, but you know, lots of moral philosophy, lots of surprising humor, a very hopeful ending compared to what I anticipated from Crime and Punishment. I want to look more into Dostoevsky's history because I know he was almost put to death, and then right before they killed him, like, they pardoned him, so that really, like, messed with his head. I think it would mess with anyone's head, so I want to look more into that. But yes, highly recommend it. There's a lot of interesting stuff. There's a lot of questions about, like, do we have any agency over our fate? Are we just put here and then we're just kind of pushed along by life? There's a lot of questions about why is it okay for certain people to do things but not other people. It's very interesting, and I had a great time reading it. So now my goal is to finish the 5th season and finish Transcendent Kingdom all in one day. Can I do it? Luna believes I can. Luna believes in me. Thank you, Luna. You are a great cat. Truly a believer. So it's about 4 p.m. and I finished the 5th season. I ended up giving it like 5 out of 5 stars, probably closer to like 4.75, but I figured I'd round up. I loved it so much. Like once I got through those first 100 pages where I was like, what's going on? It was so good. It was so immersive. Like this world, I cannot wait to learn more about it and see what happens next. The way this ended especially was like very confusing for me, but I feel like you should just go into this like not knowing anything and just experience it for what it is, because it's so well done. Like I truly was so impressed by it. Luna was also very impressed by it. She thinks it was really good. Yeah, I thought it was so good. Like, I don't even know what to say. The writing was so interesting. It was so unique, different than a lot of other things I've read. I think that it was just so original. Like I said, original, unique, well executed, super interesting. Like, the world that N.K. Jemisin has created is so well thought out. Oh my god, Luna. It's so... Okay. It's so well thought out and definitely well fleshed out in her head. Like I can tell that she knows all this information already and she's just like trying to give it to us. I feel like sometimes I read books and it's clear the author has not thought through a lot of the world and only the stuff that's going to come out right at the beginning, but N.K. Jemisin definitely thought this through and it's really good and I can't wait to keep going to the series. But I think I'm going to start Transcendent Kingdom now, and hopefully we'll finish it by tonight, because Luna picked these books for me, and she's expecting that I finish. Say hello to the vlog, Luna. What books have you been reading? Okay. I guess that's her saying hello? Who knows? She's a demon cat. I call her the dark one. If y'all have read From Blood and Ash, you know why. I do call her the dark one. That's her name. It's Luna, the Dark One, Bubba Luna, Demon from the Fiery Pits of Hell. I love her dearly, but she is the Dark One. Good morning. It is Monday. I decided to continue the vlog here because, like I told you guys, I finished 5th season yesterday, but I didn't finish Transcendent Kingdom, and I wanted this vlog to be me finishing it. I could have finished it last night. I got about, let's see where my bookmark is. I think like 140 pages in, and I am obsessed. Look, all my sticky tabs. There's so much in this book that I'm surprised is like very relatable to me. Like she lived in Alabama, then she came to California, she went to Stanford, I went to Berkeley, but it's just, she also has East Coast experience because she went to Harvard for undergrad and I was born on the East Coast in New York. So like there's so many parallels like that. But ultimately what I think is really interesting also that's a parallel is like she's from an immigrant family. There's this element of blending science and spirituality for her and finding where that blend lies and kind of her experience of like dealing with, you know, what her family tells her and what people around her are telling her in America and those conflicting messages and also, like, blending science and spirituality is really hard because a lot of the time people think they're counterintuitive. So, like, you gotta pick one or the other. So I really love that. I think it's super interesting. My cat's crying out the door. Give me a second. She's a little ham and she was sad. I was working out, so I had to close her out because I don't know if any of you guys have this issue, but my cat cannot deal when I'm working out. She will bite me, she'll climb on me, she'll get in my feet, I'll accidentally kick her, and I just don't deal with that. So I just close her out for 20 or 30 minutes. But anyway, back to the book. It's just so interesting, and also all the mental health stuff and all the neuroscience stuff is like just my favorite thing because like that's literally what I do and what my like career goals are. So this book is everything to me. Like there are so many lines that I have sticky tab. You need to pick this book up. I cannot recommend it enough. I recognize that part of the reason I love it so much is like it's relatable to me in some ways, but there are obviously ways in which it's not. You just have to pick this book up. You just have to. It's so good. It's so good. Okay, Luna, what tea should I drink? You don't care? Look, Look, they make cool crinkly noises. Pick one. Oh. So those are a no-go? Or are those the ones you like? You don't understand. Pick one. Is it like any of the three? Okay, it's that one? Okay, thank you. What tea is that, Luna? Cocoa Mint Green. Thank you. So I just spent some time the way I do every Monday morning before I really get into like the workflow. I do my planning, and so I figured I'd show you guys. I don't know if I showed you at the beginning of last week, but I plan with stickers, which I've been doing since high school. I just love it. It soothes me. If you are interested in like knowing some of the good places to get stickers, Amazon has some good ones, but I highly recommend checking out Etsy and getting them from like independent, people doing their little small businesses. My favorite is Franny Lamb stickers. I'll show you. This is the company that I use a lot of stickers from, and I highly recommend it. And then this is my planner. I use like a moleskin planner right now, and it's doing the job. My favorite is plum paper, but I got this one for half of 2020 and half of 2021, so I'll need to get a new one in the summer. But yeah, so I like to have up here like the books I want to read, like the books I'm interested in starting this week, or just giving myself a little overview. I have a goal, which is to work out 4 times this week. Got my workouts planned. It helps me like actually do them. Like work stuff here. We got the Bachelor Fantasy Suites. I got these from Franny Lamb and they're so cute. I have YouTube stuff, like grocery day meal planning, vacuuming, filming. Yeah, so that's my planner, and this is my stickers that I put on my planner. I love them. Please excuse the messy hair and everything happening with this right now. I am working and I don't need to look good to work, but I have finished Transcendent Kingdom and I wanted to wrap up the vlog, give you my thoughts on it. I think first I'll recap my thoughts on Crime and Punishment and on the 5th season, and then I'll go into my Transcendent Kingdom thoughts a little bit, and then we're done reading the books my cat picked out for me. This was actually super fun, and I think I want to do this again. If you guys are interested in that, let me know. Luna definitely has intense tastes. She likes dense books that have heavy themes and that are really, really intense. No light and fluffy stuff for her, you know what I'm saying? And Luna's like, yeah, I wanted you to read things that would make you think, not just steamy romance. So, yeah. Now I'm an intellectual because of my cat. So let's get into it. I'm first going to talk about Crime and Punishment, which makes sense because that's the first one I read. So, Crime and Punishment. Look at that. I would like to read another translation of it too. I have another translation. The one I read for this vlog is the Richard Pevere and Larissa von Hosky translation. So I do recommend it. They tend to translate a lot of Russian literature, a lot of classic Russian literature. They have translated like a lot of them. I think the majority, there's a translation from them. Sorry about that. My camera cut out, but that's okay. We adapt, we learn. But yeah, I was saying I want to read a couple more translations of this and see if that affects my enjoyment, because I think that the hard thing with reading any translated fiction is that you're not getting the same vibe that you'd be getting if you were reading it in the original language, which by no means is that me saying that I think we shouldn't be reading translated fiction, because I still really like it, and nonfiction, but translated books. But it definitely does affect how you experience the book and if you enjoy it, and oftentimes the writing can feel a little weird and off because maybe the metaphor that would make sense in Russian doesn't make sense as much in English. So I'd like to read a few and see what changes are made and that kind of thing. That's just me nerding out. Probably won't do that anytime soon, but at some point in my life I'd like to do that. But on to the book itself, the beautiful book. I gave it like 4.75 out of 5 stars. The only reason I didn't give it 5 is because there were times where I was like, I would like to finish this book faster, and usually if I feel that way, it's not a 5-star for me. Like, I don't want to be like pushing through it, but that first 100 pages just like wasn't my favorite, but the next 400 something were great. I had such a fun time reading. It was so fun, and fun in an existential kind of way, but also like I feel like this book is funnier than people say it is. I think I've said that throughout the vlog, but like the humor there, I mean, obviously some of the stuff, it's an old book, but some of the humor like is just randomly thrown in there, like little sarcastic quips, or random things that are unexplained that are so funny, and I really liked that. And in terms of the plot, I think it's surprising. It's not I mean, it is him kind of going crazy with guilt after killing those 2 women, but there's also another plot overlaying with it. And, you know, at the end, like I said, it's a more hopeful ending. I'm not going to say it's a happy ending. I'm just going to say it was less bleak than I anticipated, and I liked it a lot. That was very different. I am planning on doing a little bit more research about Dostoevsky and like what his life was like and kind of what inspired him to write this, but I think the fact that he was almost put to death and he narrowly escaped that definitely informed how he wrote this book. And the theme, it's definitely not excusing what Raskolnikov does, but it gives him more grace than I think someone writing this book who hadn't experienced that or had no personal experience with that. So I definitely recommend it if you are into this kind of thing. If you don't like dense books that sometimes you're reading and you're like, why does this go on for 10 pages? Don't read it. But I did really like it, and I had a great time. And Luna is an intense cat, apparently, because this was intense. Then, like you guys know, I read the 5th season, and this one I was kind of reading alongside Crime and Punishment, and then once I finished that, I was able to finish the 5th season really quickly. This is a very quick read. It's like 400 something pages, but you'll just fly through it. The writing is very easy to read, but it's also very uniquely written compared to a lot of other fantasy I've read. I felt like, so this alternates between having a 3rd-person perspective and a 2nd-person perspective, and I won't spoil too much, but yeah, like things are not the way they seem. I gave this book about 4.75 to 5 stars. I'm leaning towards 5 stars right now because once I realized there was an appendix at the end, like my reading experience was vastly improved. Highly recommend checking out the appendix. I've said this before in this vlog, but definitely do that. But yeah, I thought it was really good. Nothing was what it seemed like. I had predicted some of the big plot twists in terms of what was happening, but that doesn't mean that that's bad. I've just read a lot of books that like I kind of see when something is subtly being taken into a direction. I definitely didn't see everything coming, but I saw a lot of it coming, and I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to keep going with the series. I think they should make this into a movie. There is a reason that all the books in the series have won the Hugo Award. It was just so good, and it was so unique, and I feel like it's so hard to have like a unique style now. Like so many things have been done, and a lot of the time when people try to have a unique style, it feels kind of contrived and not natural, but this felt supernatural. It felt right for the story, and I really liked that, and I definitely recommend it. And then let's get on to Transcendent Kingdom, which I haven't talked to you guys about that much yet, but look at that. Look at all my sticky tabs. I also gave this like 4.5 out of 5 stars. Luna really picked some good reads for me, like a lot of really high ratings. I'm really impressed. I did not anticipate to like enjoy myself as much as I did. I knew I would, well, I thought I would like these books, which is why I own them and gave them to her as options, but I didn't anticipate liking them as much as I did. I gave Transcendent Kingdom, again, I think I said 4.75 out of 5 stars, somewhere between 4 and 5. I haven't decided yet, but as you can see, I definitely have a lot of things that stuck with me that I wanted to mark up and think about. So the premise of this is this girl named Gifty who is a grad student at Stanford, or a woman named Gifty who is a grad student at Stanford, and she works with addiction research, and so she's like working with mice and trying to figure out if shining lights on certain parts of the brain and optogenics can influence addiction and potentially like get the mice and just stop being addicted to like Ensure, which is like this drink anyway. So there's that theme of her research running through the novel, but then we're also getting flashbacks to her childhood because her brother died of an overdose of heroin. He had addiction, and her mother is depressed. And so we're getting these snapshots of how mental health and addiction have been in her life and how she's dealt with it. How has that influenced her research and her life and her relationships? The reason I didn't give it a full 5 is because while I was reading it, I think I told you guys, like, this book was very relatable to me in a lot of ways, not with the addiction stuff necessarily, because like that, I haven't really been like directly influenced by that, but I meant more in like random superficial things that made it easier for me to like connect to the story. Like, you know, she's lived on the East Coast. She grew up in Alabama, which, I mean, I only lived in Alabama for 7 years, but still. Then she moves to California, and that's where she's going for grad school. And so that was really relatable. The fact that she was from an immigrant family and how that impacted her also was very relatable to me. So there were a lot of things like that throughout the story, I just felt connected to it in like a very different way than I have in a lot of other books. I really, really liked that. The one criticism I do have, which is why it was not a 5 out of 5 star, was that I felt the ending was a little rushed, and sometimes the structure was a little choppy of the way the book was set up and put together. But other than that, really liked it. I think the themes are really interesting. I think they're very relevant. Also, the neuroscience psychology portion, that was really relatable to me because that's like literally what I'm trying to make my career out of. So the whole thing was just so fun for me to read and such a good time. And I definitely recommend it. I definitely recommend picking it up. And also this cover is stunning. And there's a few lines in here that I just really think are beautiful, and I can't wait to read Homegoing. So I read all the books my cat picked out for me in a week. I would like to do a part 2 because I think this was really fun. Look at that. Let's see how many pages I read total. So according to my calculations, I read 1,296 pages this week. Luna really tried to murder me a little bit with this reading challenge, but I feel like I started off March so fun, and now I can keep going. I have a lot of other books I want to read. Luna wants to say goodbye to the vlog because this is the end. Make sure to like and subscribe for Luna and her beautiful furry face. And yeah, check out my Goodreads, my Twitter, my Instagram, all that fun stuff. Oh yeah, Luna is also telling you to do it. She knows. Look, she's hamming herself up for the camera to get you to subscribe. So, gotta do it for Luna, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.